No, baby.
Nim's Twitter? What's on Nim's Twitter? Can someone link it?
Just relax. Everything's totally serene.
Okay, good.
You're floating through a cloud. The sun is warm on your face. The end is nigh.
Shit!
Okay.
A prophecy has been foretold.
Well, that's not good.
The rapture is coming.
What is happening?
And we have the specific date.
Thank God.
Soon the believers will rise and the impure will be left below. So repent, sinner. Repent. Get your affairs in order. Take your preparation H. That's preparation for heaven. Because the world will officially end on May 21st, 2011.
Are we okay with
Wait, what?
Are we already dead?
21. There's going to be a terrific earthquake.
pretty
Way
fucking nuts.
Are we
greater
already dead?
than anything
Well,
the
hell,
earth
next
has
week.
ever
Great
experienced.
earthquake.
And that'll be the beginning of Judgment Day.
Oh my God.
Alright, hold on.
I bet he thinks
Someone
Fortnite
prepared
is
with
violence
Doom
too.
cult, apparently.
Well, I don't think he knows what Fortnite
We
is.
survived.
I was obsessed with looking at
The campaign.
I was looking about the New Madrid and the... not the
In
one
late
in Seattle.
2010, a campaign was launched to save some souls.
That's good.
They suited up, took to the streets,
What the heck?
but it was more than just placards and flyers.
Okay.
Soon they were joined by a caravan of 5 RVs roaming the country, spreading the good word about the rapture.
Family
Thousands of people took it seriously.
What the fuck?
Many began selling their possessions. They were maxing out credit cards,
Good thing we don't have it.
taking on debt.
Very
Even
smart.
the news picked up on it.
The end is near.
Advertising was put on bus stops, in subways. A big expensive billboard was put up.
I don't
Then
remember all
another.
this.
Then another. Then 5,000 more.
What
In
the
fact,
fuck?
this quickly became the most expensive single-event advertising campaign ever, totaling over $100 million just to tell people about a rapture on May 21st, 2011.
Wait, what?
How the heck did this happen?
What the fuck?
Harold Camping.
You sick.
Okay.
Who is this dipshit?
Wow. Harold Camping.
So who is this hardcore gangster rapturist,
Hi, Harold.
Harold Camping? He was one of the biggest figures in Christian media. He had a show, Open Forum, hosted by his company, Family Radio. In 2010, it was a media empire, worth over $70 million. His message went out on over 200 radio stations across the
I love
United
Jesus
States,
now.
and many more around the world.
Holy
His listenership?
Kind of glad
Millions. And when he says the world will end,
Dude!
Wow.
a decent-sized contingent believed it.
Yeah.
Now hold
Again,
on.
yeah,
I can see the comment section filling up with edgy atheists and skeptics already. Listen, at first I also didn't believe Mr. Camping.
Right.
I get it. There have been many people to predict the rapture before and get it wrong. But
Just a few
wait,
examples.
give him a chance.
I looked at all the scientific data I could find,
I
like
bet you did.
carbon-14 dating or potassium-argon dating.
This time, it's different. Camping is coming at you with irrefutable evidence of the rapture because he's using math. This is not just a bit, this is actually how he calculated the rapture. So, Jesus died on April 1st, 33 AD. Now take the year 2011. That's a difference of 1,978. We times that by 365.2422, and that gives you the number of days it's been since that, including leap years. That equals 722,449. Now keep that number in mind. Keep it in your head.
Wait, what?
Atonement. Now that's 5. Completeness. That's 10. And heaven is 17. Now we times them all together, and look at this. 850. Then we square that, and that's 722,500. A difference of 51.
Right?
51 days
Yes.
plus April 1st, 2011 equals May 21st, 2011.
God.
You did it, Mr. Camping. You've cracked the code. And needless to say, his skeptics were left destroyed by facts and logic. Even the ones who pointed out that he predicted the rapture once before in 1994 in a Louis Theroux documentary.
1994 will be the last day of the final tribulation period.
But shut up. He's got more to say than just the date. My boy is about to tell you how the whole thing is gonna go
Okay,
down.
let's find out.
So God's gonna snatch up all the good boys, about 200 million of us.
That's good.
Everyone else? Pets? Even the cute ones? Sorry dudes, you're getting left behind. Then at 6 p.m.
why?
exactly on Christmas Island,
Leave this
earthquakes are gonna start doodling all over the place, rolling their way across the
Dude, this guy should make
taking
video
out
games.
almost
He has good
everyone at
stories.
exactly 6 p.m. according to their time zone. Those earthquakes will then trigger
6
gigantic
p.m., time to
tsunamis,
die.
10 kilometers tall, and go as far inland as Colorado. Every
not
soul
good.
left behind will be forever damned,
I don't want to watch
eventually to go
Stop.
straight
Don't even
down
show
to
that.
heck.
What?
Okay.
The portal to heck.
Yeah, I don't even want to see that.
Now, let's not go lumping everyone in. Most Christian groups did not believe in Harold Camping's teachings. In fact, most Christian groups don't believe in predicting the rapture at all, and even consider it a sin. Matthew 24:36 specifically says that no man can know the day or the hour.
Okay, first of
So to
all,
try
that
and
was
guess at it
completely
would be to
clipped
go
out of
against
context,
Scripture.
chat, all right?
Accordingly,
right.
Protestant and Catholic groups denounced Mr. Camping's claims.
May 21st, he's a follower of Harold Camping. The scriptures do not teach that. No man knows the day or the hour.
In fact, even Camping's own producer at Family Radio said
That's
it was a
good
bad
argument,
idea.
You know, whenever someone
But that
pulls
didn't
out,
stop
like,
Mr.
yes,
Camping.
the book that you think
He saw the
everything
big
happens
churches
out
as
of,
corrupt anyway,
Well, I've
you're
seen
the
so
guy
he
where
that
this
ignored
is
them
going.
and continued charging forward with his prediction.
There's just no reason in the world, no possibility that it will not happen.
Wow.
And so did his followers.
This is great. I love this.
97% of the people God will destroy.
I feel like people who
Shit.
get involved in these kind of things just want to see the world like get destroyed, right? I feel like they just want.
Do you think this thing is getting blown up too much in the media and elsewhere?
I say
How do you know it's next to a psychic
Before we go
building?
on, two important details. Number one, Family Radio receives most of its funding through donations, bequeathments, ads, merchandise, and sponsors, but mostly just donations. Two, Family Radio was established in 1959, Camping is the owner and CEO, but there are two other chairmen on board to keep him in check.
Okay.
Or at least there were. Unfortunately, in recent years, those other chairmen were getting quite old and sick and having a tougher and tougher time telling Camping no to poor decision making. So by 2010,
Okay.
Camping effectively had free reign over
He
the
is the
company.
Senate.
Free reign over its messaging,
Uh-huh.
free reign over its audience,
Yep.
and free reign over the spending. And he started spending like, well, like the world was going to end.
So I wonder why.
The media soon picked up on the ubiquitous advertising,
This makes sense.
and the
you know,
word
like, we
spread
should do a
further.
thing where we convince
This,
everybody that
in
the
turn,
world is gonna end
encouraged
soon.
more advertising, and in turn more media interest. So things were snowballing. By early May,
Sounds like a cool
everyone
ass
was
life.
talking about the rapture. The
Not
search
me, I don't
term
remember this.
End of the World May 21st was number 2 on Google search, followed by Harold Camping, May 21st Doomsday, and May 21 Rapture, also
Holy
in the top
shit.
10. The traffic online was so substantial it even caused
I bet
Family
number one
Radio's
was
service to
boobs.
crash.
Damn.
Soon, it became a bit of a meme. And the internet did what it does best. On May 19th, Operation Rapture was conceived. Okay, lads. We wake up early on May 21st
What the
and
fuck?
throw clothes into the street. It's going to look like a bunch of people were teleported to the afterlife, and hopefully, someone will freak out. Well, they had a pretty good turnout,
That's
but
actually
it
really
doesn't
good.
seem like anyone fell for it. Disappointingly, it seems like no one showed up for the pre-rapture orgy organized on Facebook either. Although maybe that's because the location was a bit vague.
The streets
best
of
of all
America, baby.
Was an event organized by the Phenomenauts. They got people together in the middle of town and filled a bunch of sex dolls with helium and attached them to balloons to transcend into the heavens.
That's a great idea.
Have fun with
It was a beautiful moment, and it made a lot of us reflect. Yoink. People also tried to make some cash off the situation. They offered to buy Camping's followers' stuff on Craigslist for pennies on the dollar.
offering to buy on Craigslist raptured people's possessions.
He was also a famous eBay auction, $100,000 post-Rapture insurance for only $19.99.
That's real
But
smart.
one startup did do quite well,
Dog sit for those called up to heaven.
based around taking other people's pets in the event of a rapture. And I believe they still operate today.
Do they?
So up next, we'll show you what happened on May 21st and what happened to all those people who truly believed. But
Pretty
first,
sure we all know.
Rhymes are
They're
fly,
still
my
here.
beats are sick, my crew is big and it keeps
Really?
getting bigger. That's cause Jesus Christ is my
ad time.
Hello, it's me.
Oh my god, it's Jesus. What are you doing here?
What the hell's
Well,
this?
I just wanted to tell you that me and God have seen your Google search history and were very disappointed.
Oh no.
That's right, and now you're not getting into heaven, or the more exclusive version, Super Heaven, which features a delicious seafood buffet.
Oh no.
Wait, is this
Yeah.
bad?
Oh, how I wish I had taken the time to hide my internet viewing habits.
Well, you didn't, and now you're doomed forever.
Yikes.
Has this ever happened to you?
Oh, fuck off.
Go to nordvpn.com/internethistorian to keep your website traffic anonymous.
All looks wholesome to me.
Plus, it also gives you region unlock. Oh, hey, look. It's the UK's exclusive channels. And you didn't even pay a telly license. Oi, oi, stop that. That'll be £52.09. Too late, copper. I've Brexited to Australia now, a place where no law can touch me. How much would you pay for this service? $1 billion? Literally gazillions? Not today. Get 75% off 3-year plan at nordvpn.com/internethistorian and use code internethistorian to get a free extra month, which includes unlimited data, ultra fast speeds, region unlocking in all these places. Also, a map of the world, which is useful for things such as
And they actually put
geography.
New Zealand.
Wow, that's so good I might even get code internet historian NordVPN myself.
Yes, Jesus, I think that would be a good idea.
Ha 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 ha.
Ad over.
It's one way to do an ad.
Back to it.
Before we go on with Mr. Camping, I want to point out two other predictions. In 1806, Mary Bateman also predicted doomsday. Through a chicken. It was dubbed the Prophet Hen of Leeds because it started laying eggs with the message, Christ is coming, marked onto them. Oh, amazing. And it all appeared legit. Locals saw the hen lay eggs with the message already written onto them. Can't fake that. Oh my god, people said, and many more flocked to the area to pray. Well, on inspection of the eggs, it was soon figured out what was going on. Mary Bateman had used a corrosive substance to etch into the egg.
She wouldn't.
And then, a couple of minutes before everyone would gather around to watch the chicken lay, Mary would... Oh dear. Come on, man. It's not funny. She was an interesting character, though. Claimed to be a witch. Poisoned a couple that same year with a deadly pudding. She was later tried and hanged in 1809. Strips of skin from her corpse were tanned and sold as magic charms to ward off evil spirits. What the fuck am I reading?
Jesus!
Also, shout out to 2012. Remember that one?
As December 21st, 2012 marks the end of the world.
Well, we came because it's the end of the world tomorrow, and we thought we'd better pop in here because apparently this place will be saved.
With accents like those, you would hope they'd be the first to go come the apocalypse.
Okay, let's get on with it. Let's take a closer look at some of the people who followed camping. Take Robert Fitzpatrick, 60, former government employee.
I had plans after I retired, but I put them all aside. I feel as if I've been drafted.
He took almost all of his life savings, $140,000, to have 3,000 posters put up in New York City subways and bus stops.
I'm not going to tell you I'm down to my last penny, but, you know, it's a good chunk of what I had saved up, sure.
Does it matter if you're down to your last penny if the doomsday is coming?
No, it doesn't.
And he's not the only one. According to the LA Times, the Bauer family hopped in their minivan and drove across the country to see all of the big landmarks before it was too late, racking up thousands of dollars in credit card debt in the process. They really believed they were going to die. Worse still, the Ramsey family. The father quit his job. So did his mum. His younger brother quit high school. And his wife Marcia thought she was never going to meet her unborn child. Some of these people's lives got pretty fucked up.
Yikes, not that one.
Wait, Gordon Ramsay's family?
Understandable, because, you know...
The day is here. It's Rapture time. Here we go. Oh, Lord, I'm ready. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do a Rapture. Watch me, guys. Mr. Camping spent the day at home in quiet solace and contemplation, waiting for 6 p.m. But that's not what Mr. Fitzpatrick did. A confident Fitzpatrick marched into the middle of Times Square amongst a crowd of mocking bystanders, ready to prove everyone wrong.
6 o'clock. In 3 minutes. If it does not happen, what will that mean?
I wouldn't entertain that question.
You're confident.
You're pretty confident.
That's what I read in the Bible.
Here it comes. 3, 2, 1.
At this point, if that
Still
guy
here.
would have just like,
Nothing happened.
in the middle of the street, and just started singing,
It's happening!
And then 6:01.
Hooray!
Yep.
Late.
6:02. And by 6:03, Fitzpatrick's convictions turned to confusion. And it's pretty hard not to feel sorry for him.
I didn't water my plants. I didn't do the dishes before I left. I didn't expect to be going back home.
You sick fuck!
It looks like I will be going back home.
But look, just so we're clear, we're all still alive, and the Rapture didn't happen.
Hey,
Camping was not in the same celebratory mood.
I'm ready to shoot myself or go on a booze trip.
The next day was a Sunday. People were crushed, confused, looking for answers. They showed up at Camping's church expecting to see him, but someone else was holding the congregation. Instead, Camping spent the day holed up in his house.
Give me a day. No interviews at all today.
But I'm wondering how you feel today about your prediction.
Well, I'm bewildered. I'm very bewildered, and that's all I can say right now.
He's planning his
yeah, because you were wrong again.
On Monday, he appeared on his program.
bruh.
But this time, no open forum. But what he did have was a whole bunch of rationalizations. In fact, your boy was doubling down with another prediction.
Oh, now
October 21st, 2011.
And this is it. And it will continue right up until October 21, 2011.
You saw that. He was not confident. Like, you could tell.
Now I know what you're going to say, and okay, maybe he got it slightly wrong.
Way wrong.
But
we're still here again.
This time he has irrefutable proof of the Rapture.
Oh, yeah.
Using math. Again. So Camping took May 21st. Then he looked in the book of John, which states they caught 153 fish. So, add 153 days to May 21st, making the new Rapture October 21st. How can you argue? It's flawless. Yes, Mr. Camping. Add the fish number. You've got it this time. On Tuesday, he opened the phones on his radio show, and it was the first time that his show was ever exciting to watch.
Wherever the fuck you feel like.
Why didn't the Rapture happen on May 21st? Don't cut me off yet. And why do you believe so much on it's going to happen in another 5 months? You're really pathetic. You know, I wasted all my money and I sent it to you. Now I don't have nothing.
6/11 right now, August 5th. That means the.
You understand? I wish I could see you face to face. I'd smack you right in the. What say you now?
Calling names doesn't help anything.
After that, viewership steadily declined.
Yep.
Now,
No one's
after
gonna
his
beat this
prediction
group.
for October 21st, the media asked him,
Am I on cocaine?
No, they asked him
Will you dissolve the company in October?
his response?
I am not the CEO. I'm a servant of God working here, and God is the CEO. We look to Him all the time. He has 1,000 ways of getting me out of here. We have to leave that question with the Lord, not with you or with me. That's not our business, that's God's business.
And how prescient. Because 2 weeks later, he had a stroke. I do hope he gets the message. But he didn't. A month later, he was back to doing his show. And he pressed on with his new prediction. By October 16th, though, he came to his senses. He admitted that no man could know exactly when the rapture would happen, and made no statement when October 21st came and went. Finally, on November 1st, he retired from his leadership position at Family Radio.
Bye-bye.
Just under 2 years later, he was dead. The result of complications from a fall at his home. It wasn't big, it was him. Look at him. Get him.
Hungry box, you sick.
Okay, what? What did I do?
But look, I don't want to be too harsh. He was a flawed man. He messed up some people's lives. But in the end, he confessed his mistakes too.
Yeah. Did he?
I was totally convinced, totally convicted of it, but I was
Convicted?
wrong. I was wrong.
Oh, God.
I have sinned.
I think he truly believed the rapture was coming. This wasn't one big grift. And everyone just kind of got swept up in the excitement of it all.
I guess literally in this case.
So let's put a bow on it with what happened to Family Radio. During the Rapture campaign, Family Radio raised a lot of money, but not as much as they spent. As well as draining their funds, they sold off important radio stations to pay for a lot of the advertising. In the process, they greatly tarnished their reputation. They were bringing in scores of millions in revenue in 2011, but by 2012, it was down to single-digit millions. Now, this is still a substantial amount, but not when you consider their operating costs were $26 million per year. And they couldn't rely on donations to make up the windfall because goodwill had dried up.
Gone.
Now, with fewer radio stations and a shrinking reach, they moved to distance themselves from camping and his baggage. Shows from mainstream Christian groups that Harold pronounced as corrupt were brought into the programming schedule. They announced they would no longer air the teachings of Mr. Camping. And finally, on their website, they removed the archives of Mr. Camping's audio recordings.
Gone. Damn. Yeah, you really should have.
Okay, I've kind of bummed everyone out, but that's the end of the story. I've got nothing else to say, so
Pretty much.
Here's a whole bunch of weird Baroque and Renaissance paintings.
Yeah, well, there you go. Things did not go out.
Help me.
Yeah, probably
Mom
why you
warning
should
me not to
never,
fill up before dinner.
ever
Me.
do this. You know,
So what did we learn from all
don't
this
make
shit?
time
to
We learned that
end
the
of the
EU
world.
have nothing to do all day, so they
And I
shut
gotta
Put me
buy
down.
you know, things
I'm
like this.
45 years old.
That's good. That's all looking good.
Absolutely 100%.
Damn, you're not supposed to look straight at the camera.
Out of shadow
Did you
of
pay for
doubt.
that cross?
These fathers came out of nowhere and said the due date. They're gone.
Yes.
Here, have another bloody me.
Yeah, this is Joseph's kid, Craig.
I'll try to do more.
He likes
Till
grapes.
then.
It's true. I do. Wait, there's a mosquito.
Thanks.
My new son. He is so beautiful.
Also, previous video, Jeff the Killer, Sonic High School next week, NordVPN.